Hi guys, it's Megan from imamom2.wordpress.com. So I'm just here outside of my boyfriend's son's school, actually waiting for him to be released for the day. And then I go back to my place. We've actually, while I've been at placement, we've kind of switched who's picking up who, if that makes sense, because my placement is actually only a few blocks away from his son's school. So instead of him coming all the way across town to pick up his son, then I do it instead, and he waits at my place for the kids to be dropped off. So anyway, that's a long story short. So I just wanted to share kind of a partial discussion that I had. My neighbor, her son has autism as well, only he's higher functioning than my son. And he's been having a rough time in school, specifically in French class. And it's not like other kids where they just don't like French. He actually has been starting to complain that it hurts his mouth and it hurts his ears. And there's obviously some form of sensory issue going on there. So my neighbor, being the very strong advocate that she is, started talking to his educational assistant, his teacher, the principal, everybody, possible, to see if it's possible to have it so he doesn't have to go to French class. Now, in Ontario, it is kind of I'm not sure if it's mandatory or mandated or something, anyway, that there's French as part of the curriculum. And, but I know, like, when I went to school, because of a knee injury that I had, I was exempt from gym class because I could not keep up with it. So I've heard of those kind of exemptions before. So why wouldn't an exemption be able to be happening in this case? I mean, my son, for example, didn't need to be part of the what's called the EQAO testing, which is standardized testing that happens in grades 3, 6, 9, and I'm not sure if in grade 12 as well. Anyway, so the issue here, though, is that her son is high functioning enough to be in mainstream schooling, but with educational assistance. So she is now looking into seeing if there's a way for him to be excused from French class. She's coming up against a lot of barriers, which is totally understandable because, who knows how to do this type of thing, right? And what she keeps being told is, well, it's not done. People don't get exempted from French class. Well, and this is kind of my point as to why I'm vlogging about this. Just because it's not done doesn't mean it can't be done. So in his case, if he's not able to physically withstand French class, and there's apparently a couple other languages, like Spanish and I would imagine Italian, because it's all part of the same classification of language. I think they're all Romantic languages or something, whereas English is part of the Germanic language subset. I don't know. I didn't take languages as, a major. I just excelled in languages. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure where I left off, but my boyfriend's son came out of the school and basically scared me when he came out, because I, of course, was paying attention to the camera and not to him coming out of school. So I'm not exactly sure where I left off, but I think I was talking about different classifications of languages. So anyway, it seems like my neighbor's son has a problem with the physical different physical reactions, I guess, to some of the Romantic languages anyway, specifically French, because that's an issue, being in our school system here. And apparently he's always had the same issue with Dora the Explorer, which of course they're speaking Spanish there. So anyway, his mom is now starting to advocate to be able to have him exempted from French. And what I wanted to share is that just because school boards or that you encounter any kind of a barrier where they say that it's not done doesn't mean it can't be done. It just means that you probably have to jump through more hoops to be able to make it happen. and don't give up with it. My neighbor, she's gone all the way to the school board and is talking with very, very high ups with the school board. But the good thing is that they already know her. They know that she knows what she's talking about when she says that her son cannot do this. They know that she is not just somebody that is wanting to, have him exempted, and because he just doesn't like it. There's actually an issue with this, and this, knowing that he has French class that day is causing him so much stress, both the day before, day of, and day after, that he is actually missing some school because he is making himself so sick with this. So she definitely has a case for it. It's just going to be an issue of trying to make that case within the guidelines that are already within the accommodations that school boards provide to be able to ensure success at school. So it's one of those cases where you really have to learn what the language is that the school board themselves need in order to basically get what you want. So I encourage you to take a look at your local school board's special needs policies, whether they're autism specific or general special needs policies. If there is an autism specific policy, then know that one backwards and forwards and upside down and, word for word. But also make yourself familiar with the special needs accommodations and policies and procedures, because the wording is all there. You just have to learn how to use it. So comment below and let me know if you've been able to kind of work through an issue for your child with the school board and how it went, and share with everybody here as well, because we're all in this together, and that's basically to support our kids as best we can. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.